Howdy, welcome to my forge. Today, I got this buddy of mine, Randy, has a sawmill, and he was nice enough to give me one of his old sawmill blades. And to return the favor, we're gonna make him a fillet knife. So to do that, first thing is we gotta cut this up into chunks, which I'm going to try to carefully do. Probably want to measure and see how long my fillet knife should be. So we got an example here, an old trusty Rapala. Measure that to kind of get a baseline. About 12 and a half total. This probably isn't the most efficient way to do this, but we're just going to go an even 13. Safety third. Here's our billet. Go ahead and save this for later. So a lot of this is going to end up being material removal as opposed to forging. So that means minimal forge time, which is nice because it's still one of those hotter days. But I will be normalizing it and then quenching it to get the right hardness. But a lot of it's just going to be cutting material out of this to get roughly this shape in the form that I want it. Yeah. This is roughly the shape that it'll have. Maybe you can't see it very well, but you will. All right, let's start rough grinding the shape from this janky Chinese attachment that I have on my grinding wheel. Really not too bad. Just do some more work on the smaller wheel. I'm gonna make the profile a little narrower at the top there. And back to the mini guy. I think I can start the heating process. So after some grinding, this is what I've got so far. We're gonna put a nice little curve in the tip here, get it nice and straight, and do some normalizing. And hopefully burn some of this sap and crap off of it too. Okay, so I'm going to let this air cool in the vise that's normalizing. It'll kind of move the molecules and make them more want to go back to that shape. So then quenching is going to be much easier, should be. So I'm going to do that, give a little break for now, and come back right to it. All right, let's go for normalization round 2. Seems like it wants to hold its shape a little better, so that's good. I'm going to do this round a little quicker. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the quench. For that, I'm going to do oil. Set this down for a second. And first you want to heat the oil, makes it a little less viscous. So I'm going to get this hot and then put it in the oil to get the oil hot. I might straighten her out one more time before I quench. Pretty dang straight to me. Alright. Here goes nothing. I don't like it. Quench. Nice. Okay, as long as that sets, we should be good. There we go. It's a pretty straight fillet knife. Be hard to beat that. Okay, well my garage is hot. The GoPro stopped recording. I'm not sure when the video camera stopped recording. It's too hot in the garage, so I'm just gonna leave this for today and we'll pick up at another time. But this is where I'm at so far. Turning out to be a pretty nice knife, hardened. So, see you later. Alright, so I've cleaned up the blade a little bit and I tempered it, so I got this nice blue color, and I think I'm going to leave that. Since tempering it, it's got a nice spring to it. Always comes back to true. So pretty happy with it actually. Now I just got to figure out what handle I'm going to put it on there. So we're going to give you a leopard. Okay, now to pretty much ground these down to size. Oh, please don't be too much. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, it's still within spec. Yeah. Two rough scales. Yeah, something like that, see? Okay. Let's figure out some things. I think I'm done with this. Always keep your workstation clean. Okay, I think I'm done with this for right now. So now, what team will I be using? Go with these little guys, which probably work pretty well for this small of a knife. Hey, recording on my phone. Not sure when I stopped recording again, but GoPro overheated again. But I'm gluing up the handle. So that's where I'm at. Alright, got her locked in her vise here. Just waiting for that glue to dry. Okay.
So what are you looking at my gut for?
So, camera keeps dying from overheating. My mic just went dead. So I've got the shotgun mic, so sorry for the extra noise. Not even sure how well that worked. But I got the handle glued on. And now it's just time to shape it. And I don't think the camera's gonna last for much of that, so I'll see you when I'm done. Alright, so this is what we got. Handle's a little thicker than I was planning, but just kind of shorter too, but feels nice. I'll definitely work. I just gotta put the bevel in, which hopefully shouldn't be a hard part. Alright, she's sharp. Got the handle on there. I'm gonna treat the handle, but that's a fillet knife. Alright, knife's done. I'm gonna go ahead and laser engrave my maker's mark on it and a little something extra. To do that, I've got this laser marking spray. So this is what'll basically stick on when it's lasering. So I'll go ahead and spray that on. Alright, so we got it sprayed on there. It's got to dry for 5 to 10 minutes. But while that's drying, I can kind of get things set up. I'm just gonna pull up the design on my computer. Alright, I'm gonna send the print. Alright, now I have another thing I'm going to engrave here. So I'm going to get that loaded up and send it. Alright, see how we did. Not too bad. I'll wash this off, but I put an extra logo on here because his nickname's The Punisher, simply because of a shirt he wore to high school. So, a little personal touch there for you, Randy. Alright, let's wash this off and see how it looks. Alright, so got the marks on there, got the marking spray cleaned off. A little hard to see with the contrast of the knife, but they're there. So, yeah, I think that looks good. And now, we make a sheath. So I like to try to wrap the knife in as much plastic as I can, just to stop moisture from seeping too much into the metal and oxidizing it, or the wood. Just kind of helps in this process. Warm water, leather, soften up the leather just to get it nice and malleable. And then just put our knife in a little taco. Now just let it dry. And since I have them, I'm going to use these little clamps to try to get the form. Should kind of do what I want. That'll do. Now it's just waiting for it to dry. I think that's it. It's a fully functional fillet knife. Yeah. That turned out really well. I was a little bit worried about how the flex was gonna work, if I was worried about it taking a bend, if it's too flimsy, but after heat treating and tempering it, I'm pretty dang confident with how it turned out. Pretty happy. And then I got the sheath for it. So all that's left to do now is just give it to Randy, and I'll get this posted after I do. So
Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.